Hello, everyone. Grover Cleveland, the man on the moon here. And you're watching Inktober on Ink the Book Show from the makers of Dead People. Get this, you can follow Ryan O'Connor at Wrangleshank on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitter. And if you like his Inktober drawings or his work on the Bonehead comic, you can also watch his Bonehead cartoon on YouTube. The link to all of these things and more can be found in the description. Furthermore, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to all things Wrangleshank and all things Ink the Book. Thank you.
It's time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's Ink the Book Show where we're drawing some kind of thing. Today's Inktober day number 25, where the prompt is, I almost said fairy, but that was yesterday's. I'm looking at my homework. What was it? Tempting. Let's take a look, shall we? Don't look at the hideous state of the room behind me. Look at the beauty I create. So we've got like a jester, eyeballing some gold while it executes. I don't know. We're looking at whatever this is. I'm gonna need another cup of tea in a minute. I meant to get it before I started things, but my memory's all over the place. I always get sidetracked. I think I stepped out of the room, did something else, and then it's like, okay, time to start the show. I am trying to hurry though, because I have to leave the house in about 2 hours. So I'd like to get this out of the way and get some other stuff taken care of. You know what I really need is to fix myself something to eat before I leave the house for the day. I need light. I have a little more light than usual right now because I've got my window, my blinds open in front of me. And also usually lately I do this stream at night, or after, like once it starts getting dark. It's a little gloomy out, but I've got some daylight shining in on me for a change. Us indoor kids, we need the vitamin D. We need a little bit of daylight bouncing off our skin once in a while. Let's see now. He's got jacked up teeth. I don't know if he necessarily looks like him, but this jester is reminding me of a jester in one episode of Ren and Stimpy, where I forget exactly what's happening, but I think he's like in a stupid off, like who the bigger fool is between him and Stimpy. And at one point, he like the jester guy, that is, he like takes a cheese grater to his arm, and then he squeezes like lemon juice in it to prove he's a bigger fool than Stimpy. I don't know. I don't remember what else they do though in that scene. Oh, the violence! I loved I love Ren and Stimpy so much. We're almost done with October and Inktober. I think I'm gonna. Well, I don't know. I think I might wait till November 1st before I start doing the last pages of Bonehead on here. It'll just be easier. This becomes so much like homework. Inktober for me anyway. That like between this and prepping the stream and my day job and just taking care of life beyond that, I almost can't even squeeze in as much I like as much Bonehead stuff as I would like anyway. So I am working on stuff though. I am working on it. Okay, my tea out of the way. Let me get this line straight. I feel like I need elbow room, but I didn't move my elbow at all. So maybe I'm just a paranoid schizophrenic. Okay. I don't know why this executioner has it out for this jester. It's a fill in your own story. I don't know. It's tempting. I just feel like Inktober, I just want to add like a horror element to it whenever I can. Whatever I think of. I'm sure there's like something a little more obvious I could have done, more related to like Halloween or something. Let's see, yeah. This one isn't square. This one's like taking up the whole page, which sometimes is tough to get into an Instagram post. I'm usually fairly conscious of making my images square, specific or relatively square, specifically for Instagram, for the sake of posting it on Instagram. Little hinges. Okay, there's a crown here. Maybe this jester is a treasure thief. He's a jewel thief. And the king found out and put a hit on him. So the executioner here set a fool trap. Maybe that's what's going on. I think that's essentially what I had in mind when I drew this. So take care of him, will you? I'd love to, sire, for a bit of monetary compensation, eh? King's like, yes. Remind me to get a new executioner. He says to his aide. I didn't get to be king by paying everybody. I got to be king by being born into a royal family. You see. I don't know where I'm going. Off the rails as per usual. Coins. Everybody loves coins. That reminds me, I have these cool They Might Be Giants coins somewhere that I've gotten through the They Might Be Giants Instant Fan Club over the years. I think I have four different ones that they've put out so far. And I was going to show them off on here one time, and then I couldn't find them. I have a bunch of boxes of They Might Be Giants like fan club stuff over in the closet over here, and they were nowhere to be found. So I think I must have buried them in my basement somewhere. Either that or somebody rooted through a very specific box in my closet and took just the most obscure thing. No, they're not stolen. I just don't know where I've put them. Or why I would have put them elsewhere. But I'd love to show those off sometime. Those are cool. Wood grain, baby, wood grain, baby. Okay. Sign says, stay away, fool, 'cause love rules at the house shack. I need a. The tips on my pens are wearing out from use. Okay. Wood grain, that's where it's at. What is that supposed to mean? Wood grain is where it's at? What a weird song that is. Get the finer one again. That's not it. Here we go. His eye's a little off kilter. There we go. A little better. Uh, Let's see here. One of my neighbors is like driving in circles. I feel like I've seen their little Jeep go by like 3 times now. What are they, Pac-Man? Pac-Man would go off one side of the screen and come out the other side. You could just do that forever. That's the sound of me thinking. Let's see. Okay. I think I'm almost done with all this line work. That's always the compliment I get on social media. Whenever people say something about my work, they always go, "Great line work." Which is nice. It's like, well, I'll say that I was going to say I don't really know what's so like particularly great about my line work, but I'll say that I know like a lot of like amateur artists. Not that I'm not amateur, but a lot of amateur artists will do very sketchy line work, and like you get those like hairy lines or something, and they just kind of do that with the pen too. You know what I mean? So I drew this. I cleaned this up like twice before well, because I traced it onto a separate piece of paper and then traced it back on into my sketchbook. See, that was the second one. But it's like you don't want to lay down your final lines all hatchy, you know. I see a lot of artists do that, or they'll shade with a pen, real scribbly. It's like you want to avoid making it look all hairy. I find like even when I see artists do like fur or hair, it's like I know I did it bad earlier in this month. Let's find it right quick. I did it bad here. It was just too haphazard, kind of uncoordinated lines, just random lines. there's a way to do it. You got to look at I don't have a good example on hand where I've done better than that. I know I have done better than that. I can't always seem to land it well, but there's you want to get like some kind of like with fur or you want to get some flow and like look at it in clumps of fur and kind of like plan it. You never want it to look all just like you scribble in your lines. You want it to be somewhat gestural and have flow and form underneath it. That's your tip for the day from Art Hack Ryan. Sure. Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna get back to work on my costume. I gotta bust my butt tomorrow and Thursday on my costume for my sister's Halloween party. I said I was gonna get a cup of tea like an age ago. What is the time that it is? I have like an hour and a half before I gotta leave this place. Get my other guy. I was thinking about how uncomfortable I was starting a stream like a year ago when I first started this. I really had to like push myself off the like it was like walking the plank. That's what I'm trying to say. When I first started streaming, and you know, it's gotten so much easier to just dive into one. I'm not a very talkative person usually. This has got doing streams every day has really made it easier for me to get my words out and just kind of like generate conversation. So that's good. And also, I think a lot of people have, I think it's gotten a lot of eyes on my work that otherwise would not have seen it. So that's good. And I've gotten to know a lot of people on like the other side of the world through here. So that's cool. I don't know. I was just thinking, like, if there are, if an artist, if somebody was on the fence about streaming, I was just thinking, like because they didn't think they had a good personality for streaming or something like that. I was just thinking, like, I'd recommend it. I think it helps you, like, if you're dedicated to trying to put on a decent show. I think it's a good idea just to help get you to come out of your shell. It's like you gotta go beyond your comfort zone in life, all aspects of life. Just kind of push yourself, because it doesn't, your comfort zone isn't where you want to be. Generally. And there's other places where I'm not facing my fears very well. But I try to face my fears about stuff, or like, I try to deal with things that make me anxious head on, at least a little bit, at least enough to at least once in a while challenge myself on it, so I'm not thwarted by my own fears entirely. Because I also see a lot of people who, they might not even realize it, but they have they're like kind of like sabotaging themselves with their anxieties and insecurities, and that bums me out. I don't want that to happen to me. Actually, I always try to encourage people to, like, face their fears. a little bit. I think I've offended people by like kind of trying to encourage them to do that kind of stuff. I think I've put it in a way where I thought I was being encouraging, but I was just coming off as insensitive, and I just wish people could kind of like fight themselves on their anxiety. I just feel like there's like this kind of in culture right now. I feel like there's like a like an almost celebration of anxiety. Like we like it's encouraged to being okay with being anxious and like what am I trying to say? Like it's like it's okay to be anxious about stuff. Everybody's anxious all the time about everything. Like anytime I speak to another person, it's like there's a chance I'm going to be like called an idiot. You know what I mean? And I'm anxious and like even trying to make a point in a public forum, talking to myself right now. But like that doesn't come naturally to me. Like I'm kind of like my brain starts to shut down when I try to make a point sometimes when I'm talking to people, or especially when I'm talking to a group. Like I have a hard time articulating myself. So like I'm just saying, I think it's okay to be anxious, even all the time. But you shouldn't just be complacent about it. It's like you know, you only live once. You should be able to take charge of your life, and you should be able to try. You should try and face your fears and get yourself elevate yourself to a comfortable, happy person. Who can commiserate with others and be successful and not scared and hide away from things. Anyway, this is this drawing. I think it needs more erasing. But that's the show. This is tempting, is the prompt for this one. And that's what I've got for you today. I'll be back tomorrow at some point. I'm free all day, but I'm taking care of a bunch of stuff tomorrow, including my Halloween costume. All right. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye, everybody. I love you. Tomorrow's prompt is ego, and today's artistic advice is don't jump off no bridge.